And here we go. All right. As always, the way this works is dumb. The stream doesn't become live to watch on the ESPN Unlimited app until exactly 7 p.m. Auburn and Vandy in a knockdown, drag-out shootout here in Nashville, Tennessee, though. I know what you were thinking. Reck's not going to stream today, is he? Yeah. Of course I am. Of course I'm streaming. You know I wouldn't leave you hanging. Good evening from Lakeland, Florida. So we're going to be watching Wake in Virginia. Now, when we have a second, maybe at halftime, I already got this queued up. For anyone that's confused, boom. We got the rules there for you, okay? We got the rules right there for you. Yeah, Auburn down 1 point, 30-31 at the near the top of the fourth here in Nashville. How is it that Hugh Freeze is supposed to be an offensive genius? The minute he leaves the program, they score more points than they've scored against anyone halfway decent all year. Someone answer me that. All right, let's see. I cannot. The ESPN Unlimited app is borderline undoable. Like here, you go. You're on the ESPN Unlimited app. You go to NCAA football. The first game they have in the queue is Nichols versus UT Rio Grande Valley. I mean, what are you doing? I get that they have a featured thing. But why can't you go ahead and queue me up Wake Forest at Virginia? It's supposed to start now. Let's go here. Because, like, if I go search Wake, then it takes me back to their normal website, which is dumb. Why? Now, they're giving Virginia a 78.5% chance to win this game. Spread 7.5 points for Virginia. Over-under is 48.5, which is relatively – it's not a low scoring game, but it is low. Moneyline only plus 210 for Wake, though. Watch options. See, it won't even let me click ESPN. It won't even let me do it. I hit ESPN, says watch options, ESPN won't let me click it to take me there. Live and upcoming. See y'all. Here we go. Finally, I have to click like 3 or 4 different things. UConn beats Duke, which is it's not horrible for us, but it's not great for us either. Obviously, it's not an ACC loss. But might kill you in your playoff resume or be used against you. Let's see what you guys are saying. It was 17-3 at some point. Penn State really pisses away that win today. Need Wake Forest to dominate. We need Virginia to take a loss for sure. We don't play any of the contenders head-to-head where we would be tied with them. Like, if we beat Pitt, then Pitt's out. They'll have 2 losses in the ACC. FUBU free trial is the best. I'll have to look into that. So it's 7:02. Things telling me it's almost game time. The event has not started yet. I mean, what a prime opportunity for Disney and ESPN for them to really showcase their platform, and they do such an awful job with it. Oh, this game isn't even live. I didn't have this game live. Rest in peace, Stream East, for real, for real. What are you talking about? Okay, finally, now I've got the game on. Now I can watch the game, but it starts with an ad. Got to start it with an ad. There's 11 minutes to go, Auburn at Virginia. Auburn got a player down. And Auburn down 31-30. Vanderbilt has the ball. I think I said Virginia. I meant Vanderbilt. Would love to see the Deeks. What's going on, Catch a Buzz? Would love to see the Deeks and Golden Bears come through tonight. Who does Cal play? Boy, Miami looks pretty sus at a moment today, didn't they? Me and all my buddies watched everything for free on Stream East for years. Look, I would never, read my lips, I would never advocate piracy. But they are kind of begging you to do it, aren't they? Aren't they kind of just telling you you're making it more difficult for me? That's why, like, for memberships, I make them $5 a month. It's super easy. It would be harder to go try and steal any of the things that I do on there than it would be just to pay the $5. That's my whole philosophy on all of this. Oop, Pavia takes off. Picks up some good yards there. Yeah, they're probably going to win this. Mike Lucas says Deeks are winning. I hope so. I'm rooting for the Deacons tonight. The Demon Deacons. Oh. Vandy probably dropped a touchdown pass right there if Richardson could have come up with it. Oh, yeah, we got to get Clemson on, too. What channel is Clemson on? Are they on CW or something weird, or ACC Network? What channel is Florida State on? They're on the ACC Network, so I can get that on YouTube TV, the superior platform. Hold on a second. Let me go log into that. We're at a point now where, like, you're going to have like 15 different streaming services. Why do I need to sign in? Just keep me signed in. All right, wait, is ACC Network is part of ESPN, isn't it? So I can't do that. Nope, I can't. Okay, so I got to do that on ESPN too. Where's Teddy Roosevelt when you need him? Let's break up these monopolies. Where Hulu is superior streaming platform. I might be forced to get Hulu. It is the best option right now of all of this. I will admit that. All right, let's watch this. Watch live. Okay. Has Wake Forest kicked yet? Nope. Wake Forest still on a commercial. Still on a commercial. I'm about to do an ad for Sling. All right. So Clemson's going to get the ball first. Toss sweep, one broke tackle. First down, Clemson. Wake receives the ball first. Oh, am I not live? Why am I not live? So I click on the stream. It doesn't even force it to be live. That's another 20 clicks I've got to do. All right, Wake's going to get the ball first. Oh, they do a little fake Haynes King thing. Big, like 18-yard gain for Wake right off the rip there. Isn't it Robbie Ashford? That's their quarterback for Wake. Mike Luca, if you're still in here, I think his name's Robbie Ashford, isn't it? People are copying Georgia Tech. Look at him. Yeah, he did the Haynes King. All right, so 1st and 10 here. Big play for Wake, and they'll pick up 3 yards there. Okay. So we got Bling Bling Haynes King. What are we going to do for Ashford? Ashford's harder to rhyme with. Don't drop a turd, Ashford. Oh, deep ball. Almost caught. Pretty good defense there. Pretty good coverage by Virginia. It's going to be 3rd and 7 now. Yeah, Claiborne is a beast. We need Claiborne to get fed tonight. Oh, yeah, we do. Cal is at Louisville. We need Cal for a big upset. I highly doubt they can pull it off, but that would knock Louisville out. And Louisville has the strongest strength of opponent record of any of the contenders. Quarterback power here for Ashford. They're not even going to come close to getting it, though. It's going to be like 4th and 5 or something. Cal's already near the red zone? Dang. I've got Mini Wreck with me. She's in the war room. We need to be in the war room tonight. They're in no man's land here. They'll probably punt, though. Yeah, they are going to punt. Dang, wait. What are you doing? What are you doing? Punt's away. Oh, punt's blocked. Punt is blocked. Wake Forest, what are you doing? Wake's going to get blown out. They do that shit. What is Wake doing here? I swear they've got Shanahan punting for them. I don't know what this is where you've got to take 15 steps before you punt. But that shit's stupid. Look at how many steps does this guy got to take? Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, basically 5 steps to punt. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Great field position for Virginia. I'd go for broke here. So it's complete. They'll get about 4 yards. I'd throw to the end zone here if I was Virginia. Virginia's got the red, white, and blue V on tonight. Clemson, I see, is in a 1st and 10 here. See what Clemson's going to do. We need Clemson to win. Clemson winning is a double whammy toward Virginia because that helps Georgia Tech and it hurts Virginia. 2nd and 6 here for Virginia. They do throw to the end zone, way overthrown. They're lucky he overthrew it as badly as he did. Might have been picked. All right, so 3rd and 6. It'd be a big win for Wake if they could hold them to a field goal here. Yeah, Mini Wreck is a genius. Is that going to be a false start or offsides for Wake? Because I still don't quite understand. I guess you can jump off, but I thought if you got back in time, I guess if you jump and then that causes a false start, then it's offsides. Yeah, offsides on Wake. That's 2 dumb things that have happened for Wake. Block punt, and then you get them in a 3rd down situation and give them a break here, make it a 3rd and short. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. Am I still not live? How do I keep? So I guess they got to stop there. How do I keep the thing stops going live? So Wake gets a big stop. So if I switch between screens, then it jogs me from being live. Appreciate Josh Pittman gifting some memberships tonight. All right, let me make sure we're live everywhere here. See Clemson's first and goal. All right, I'm live on all my screens now, finally. Did Clemson just score? So K-Mac is a member now, Disaster Master, True Seminole, and SEC Dog. Appreciate Josh Pittman for the 5 gifted memberships. All right, so that's a big stop there for Wake Forest after a block punt. You got to feel like you left points on the board there if you're Virginia. You get a block punt, get great field position, then you settle for a field goal. You still think it's ridiculous UVA's loss to NC State doesn't count as conference? I understand why, but it's conference teams playing head-to-head. Yeah, but here's why I don't ding them for that, because they could have scheduled Sam Houston State or something. But instead, they scheduled a Power 4 opponent, and I'm not going to MF them over that. Yeah, I wish I could pick who gets memberships. Well, it's all good in the hood, as they say. Did Sea Dog's baby decide to pull up yet? No. What's going on, Millis? Okay, so it's second and goal now for Clemson. We're on a commercial with Wake. Second and goal. We're not in pregame anymore either. It's the first quarter. What am I doing? Yeah, Clemson needs to score here. Handoff up the middle, stuffed. It's going to be third and goal. He might have taken a slight loss on that too. So it's going to be third and goal, man. Clemson can't get stuff straight on either side of the ball. Now, well, I shouldn't say that. They got it figured out against Duke on offense. Fortunately, their defense was straight cheeks. But then Duke lost to UConn today. UConn's like the ACC killer. What the hell is Duke doing losing to UConn? Back to throw. Klubnik steps up. Touchdown, Clemson. Let's go. C-L-E. Damn, I hate Florida State. God, I despise Florida State. Hell, Florida State wants Florida State to lose tonight. They're ready to fire Mike Norvell. They're like, oh, my God, everyone else is firing their coaches. Why can't we fire Mike Norvell? Like Reck, people like Lou, Pete have been telling people for a year now or longer. Yeah, our best win was Duke, and then they lose to UConn. Oh, fake on the extra point. I don't think they got it either. Did they get it? Clemson just faked an extra point. They're all clapping like they did get it. They did. So Clemson's going to go up 8-0. The holder took off, ran it in. Oh, man, that's close. They're going to have to review that. That's close as hell. I'm not so sure he got in. I hope he did. Oh, here we go. So it forces me to watch an ad while the fucking game's going on. All right. Claiborne takes off pretty good run, breaks 3 or 4 tackles for a first down for Wake Forest. Isn't that something? Forces you to watch an ad, then forces you to be behind in the game. Absolute trash. So now I've got to continuously make sure I'm live on all these games because it forces you to watch ads. I mean, that's dog shit. I mean, think about this. Because they can't reach a deal with Google, what if they didn't make you watch ads if you had ESPN Unlimited? Oh, a little end-around type action for Wake here. Guy gets tackled by himself, though. Be second and 8. Did Auburn just score? He caught that? There's so many good games on right now. One-handed grab for Auburn to go ahead? Are you kidding me? Oh, it's tied? So it's going to be 2nd and 7 for Wake Forest. Oh, Vandy Dandy's having an aneurysm tonight. Oh, 3rd and 7. I swear to God, I don't know how I can't stay live on these games. I'm going to have to stop switching, I guess. It's going to be 3rd and 7 for Wake, though. Back to throw for Ashford. Deep ball. That never had a chance. He underthrew him so bad. That ball never had a chance. So Wake's going to have to punt. I mean, he had him open for a second. He got folded up too. Ashford got folded up there. He had a step on his man. He just underthrew that thing. If you're going to take the hit, you might as well make a good throw, buddy. The second punt of the night here for Wake. Let's see if they can not get it blocked. He still decided to take an eternity to punt that thing. It's going to be fair caught on the 15, though. So I guess every time I swap, it pauses that game. Is that what you're telling me? All right. Yeah, what's North Carolina doing? We need North Carolina to lose as well. If you're a Tech fan, you want North Carolina L to Stanford. Oh man, they're up 20-3 on them. Oh boy. Every single game on commercial. Oh me. I would love it if one day Disney went out of business. Oh man. Gets me hard just thinking about it. See, like I'm on this commercial, and I bet you once the commercials are done, I will have missed part of the game. I'm gonna lose it tonight. I'm gonna melt down on stream tonight. I know I am. Like there's built-in TV timeouts at the game. I don't understand. So like it says I'm live. Yeah, Pitt's on a bye. They've got Notre Dame next week. We play Boston College. And then we play Pitt the week afterward. Can't recommend Fubu more. Did Florida State get that? Yeah, I'm not so sure that guy got in that game. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not so sure. Cue up the Florida State fans saying there's a conspiracy. Go ahead and cue that up. It's like, golly, I mean, no one could harm Florida State more than they've harmed themselves. I mean, Mike Norvell has a losing record in the ACC. You're saying that ESPN and the ACC conspired for at least 6 games over 3 different seasons for Florida State to lose? There ain't no way. Yeah, I hope Ashford's okay. He took a shot there to his lower body. Yeah, he comes up a bit gimpy. Mike Norvell or Dabo's gone after tonight. I don't think either one of them's gone after tonight. If they were going to be gone, they'd already been gone. 1st and 10 here for Virginia. Play action. Complete. No? Are they saying it's complete or not? It's going to be a 15-yard gain, and they say it's complete. They do say it's complete. Yeah, they do say it's complete. Are they going to review it? Let's take a look at the replay here. I think he trapped that on the ground, but you couldn't tell from that angle. Let's see. We'll see from this angle. Yeah, that's incomplete. That ball hit the ground. That ball hit the ground. Louisville up 7-0 on Cal. 5:11 to go in the first. Let me flip here off the ACC. Well, let me just do a whole new thing, I guess. I'm assuming LSU Alabama's about to kick off. Auburn Vandy still tied. Looks like Vanderbilt's got the ball around midfield. Only 3 minutes to go in that game. That game's going to come down to the wire. Yep, they rule it incomplete. 2nd down. All right, I'm going to stop switching screens because evidently that's too much for ESPN. Why does Disney need to have a monopoly over sports so bad? Stick to Princess. Well, why does anyone need to have a monopoly? I mean, almost every major industry, it might not be a monopoly. It's certainly an oligarchy. I mean, your internet, what choices do you have for internet? If you live in an apartment, you usually don't have a choice for who your internet provider is. 2nd and 10 here. Toss sweep out of the gun. Virginia, they'll pick up about 4. Pick up about 4 yards. Dion has another losing season. I think this might be his... No, it's his 2nd losing season. He had a losing season his 1st year at Colorado. And I would give him the benefit of the doubt for losing everything, but all their fans told me that didn't matter. Oh, it don't matter we lost, Heisman Trophy winner, Shador and all this. We're still going to national title. So I don't have any sympathy for him. 3rd and 8 here. False start for Virginia. It's a break for Wake there. Yeah, false start for Virginia. Carson Beck had a receiving touchdown today. Fran Brown is so ass. Well, that's probably ideal for Miami. You can't throw a pick if you're a receiver. Pretty hard to throw an interception if you're a receiver. All right, so it's going to be what? 3rd and 13 here for Virginia. Deep in their own territory. Back to throw for Virginia. Throws complete. They barely get back to the original line of scrimmage or the original 1st down marker. So they'll punt. It's going to be 4th and 10. Virginia will have to punt. Now the Falcons get to lose in Germany. I don't know how else to tell you guys. I could give a shit less about the Falcons. Someone gave me a channel membership and you weren't on stream yet? Well, it's an early Christmas miracle, sir. Punts away. Somehow Virginia's punter can take one step and boot that thing down the field. Wake will return here. Pretty good return. Out to midfield. They'll return it all the way back to the Virginia side of the field. So they're able to flip field position here. No one can figure punting out tonight. If they do get the punt away, they give up a large return. or they get the punt blocked in this game. Wonder if I'll bring you gifts for Christmas. What do you want? What do you want for Christmas? We'll see if we can make it happen. For some reason, this Virginia fan has his sunglasses on upside down. Thought they were supposed to be an astute academic school. Evidently not. Oh, you want some beard oil, do you? All right, handoff to Claiborne. Pretty good first down yardage on the ground. Pick up about 3. Now, if you don't know, if you no longer have a beard like Wreck, you can still get some pretty nice colognes on there. Some luxury colognes you can get there at kingsransomusa.com. All right. Yeah, we'll all grow new mustaches. That's the plan. And we're guaranteed not to shave because we're on a bye. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 for Wake Forest here. Play action. Got some time. Throws. Put it threw it out of bounds, though. Let them a little too much there. It's going to be 3rd and 7 for Wake. Oh, Louisville threw a pick, huh? See what's going on in that game. Yep, Louisville still up 7-0 over Cal. All right, 3rd and 7 here for Wake. They're going to change the play up. They're going to have to hurry to get this off, though. 5, 4 on the play clock, 3. Handoff to Claiborne. First down for Wake. Good check there by Ashford. Check into the run. Oh, Louisville got the interception. Gotcha. Well, it shows Cal with the ball. Maybe they just haven't updated it. They might spot him short here. Yep, they're going to spot him short. Where'd they spot this ball? How short did they spot it? Oh, that's an awful spot. That's an awful spot there for Wake. All right, they're going to review it. Yeah, I don't like that spot, though. I don't think that's right. All right. Oh, of course, we got to go to commercial. Yeah, got to cut to commercial. See what's going on with Clemson here. Oh, they're on commercial. Interesting. Okay. Auburn Vandy still tied at 38 with 1:19 to go. I can't tell who has the ball. It's like they're on a timeout. I'm guessing Vandy's in field goal range, though. They're warming up the kicker. Final first down to decide the Vandy game now. Okay, so they just need a... What's tied, though? You're saying if they get a first down, they can wind the clock down for a game-winning field goal, I'm assuming? So it's 2nd and 10 for Vandy. $1:23 to go, Auburn Vandy. Ooh, it's going to be close to a 50-yarder from where they currently are, though. Yeah, it'd be right around a 48 to 50-yarder from where Vandy currently is. Handoff, bounces, barely gets a yard, though. So I'm assuming we'll have our next timeout there. Still on commercial with Wake. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for Vandy. 3rd and 8 for Vandy. (10-1) Georgia versus 10-1 Georgia Tech would be a heater. Yeah, I hope they move that game from 3:30 to 7:30. I don't know who else plays on Friday night, but what's a better game than that? Who else plays on that Black Friday? Because I'm sure that, like, Iron Bowl's on Saturday, I'm sure. We need to win out. That's all that matters. Egg Bowl's on Friday. Well, Georgia Tech is a more primetime game than the Egg Bowl, I would say. Wake's going for it. What still has me on commercial? Oh, are they going for it on 4th down? I don't know. Isn't that great? I missed it. Whatever happened, I missed it. Shows 1st and 10. Okay, so they did go for it on 4th down? They got a roughing the passer? Is that what happened? Or they got a defensive pass interference? I don't even know what happened because we got to show so many ads, and I can't switch between games for some reason. Now, I guess they didn't get it. So it's 1st and 10 UVA here. I guess they went for it and didn't get it. Someone in the chat will have to let me know. So no gain on the ground there for Virginia. So I guess they got no call on either end of that throw. Yeah, I guess you got to score more than 0 points to win a game, I'm fairly certain of. It's going to be 2nd and 9 for Virginia. Dumps it off to the running back. One missed tackle. 1st down, Virginia. .458 to go in the first quarter here. They'll go hurry up and hand it off for the running back. He'll pick up about 2, it looks like. Looks like Alabama LSU just kicked. Vandy didn't take the field goal? What the world are you doing? Is that true? I don't want to switch anything because Lord knows ESPN can't handle that. Another handoff here for Virginia off tackle. They'll pick up about 2. It's going to be about 3rd and 5. Are you kidding me? Vandy went for it on 4th when a field goal wins it inside of 2 minutes. Clark Lee should never be in another coaching board again. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Now Auburn just needs a field goal to win it. Where's Vandy Dandy when you need him? All right, 3rd and 4 here. This Virginia-Wake Forest game. Handoff. Doesn't get it. I was behind. Now I get to skip ahead. 4th and 3. Virginia's going to go for it. Back to throw. Ton of pressure. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws off his back foot. Has to throw it away on 4th down. Big 4th down stop for Wake Forest. Big 4th down stop for Wake there. Dang. Wake just brought a ton of pressure. Flushed him out of the pocket and forced him to throw it away. I don't understand throwing it away on 4th down. I guess he's saying I'd rather not take a sack. At least throw it up toward one of your wide receivers. Jeez. Looks like Louisville still up 7-0. North Carolina's up 20-9 on Stanford. Clemson's still up 8-0 on Florida State. Oh no, there's a flag. It's going to be a false start on Wake Forest. False start Wake Forest. Dang. What's your prediction for the Jackets in the remaining regular season games? If I had to pick each game right now, I'd pick us to lose to Pitt and I'd pick us to lose to Georgia. That would be my pick. I don't see us stopping Pitt throwing the ball based on what I saw last week. Toss sweep here to Claiborne, makes one guy miss. He gets gang tackled, though. It's going to be second and 15, 2nd and 14. No good. Wake's got to get some offense together here. They're going to have a chance of winning this thing. Their defense is playing pretty lights out for a quarter. Second and 14, back to throw for Wake. Tries to just dump it off over the middle, but throws it behind the guy. It's going to be 3rd and 14, man. Wake can't get any offense going. Field goal for the win. All right, I'm about to go peek over here at this Auburn-Vandy game. $14 seconds to go. No, 5 seconds to go. They could get a playoff and get within field goal range in 5 seconds, though. Yeah, that game might go to overtime. That game might go to overtime. Yeah, I don't see you kicking a 60-plus yarder. What? So 3rd and 14, they dump it off. Did Wake get that? Wake converted a 3rd and 14. Wow. All right. Well, we look away for a second. Wake finds a little bit of offense. They get on the Virginia side of the field here. Handoff to Claiborne. One broken tackle. Claiborne's playing his tail off. He's got to break 3 or 4 tackles a run, though, to get anything is the problem. That's the problem. Yeah, we got a defensive battle here in Charlottesville. All right. Going to be 2nd and 9. About 38 seconds to go in the quarter here for Wake. Reverse flea flicker. Complete to Claiborne. He's got a ton of room in front of him. What a play. What a play there for Wake. Let's peek back over here at Auburn. I hope Auburn wins this thing so I can stop having to worry about it. So 1 second. What happened on the previous play here? Oh, he had a guy. He just threw it right over his head that would have put him in field goal range. So they're going to go for a Hail Mary with 1 second left. I know I'm missing part of this Wake game. I got to see this. Back to throw, steps up in the pocket. You got to put it down. Ball in the end zone. Incomplete. So that's going to go to overtime. That's going to go to overtime. Wake trying their best here to get Claiborne involved. What a crazy play. They fake the jet, or they give the jet sweep, reverse, back to the quarterback, throws back to Claiborne for the first down. What a play. All right, so that game's on commercial. Florida State's on commercial. Do I know much about Sacramento State trying to move to the FBS? I don't. Oh, were they trying to? I know that. I mean, there's like a rumblings, right, of the Pac-2 trying to add a bunch of these Sacramento States of the world and whatnot, right? Let's go look at some scores here. Louisville tied up with Cal, 7 apiece in the first here. Wait, it says 15 to go in the first. That's not right. Clemson's still up 8-0 over Florida State in the second. Obviously, we're watching Virginia Wake into the first. Virginia's up 3-0. Stanford making a comeback late on North Carolina, 15-20 now, with 1:39 to go in the fourth. They got a 2-point conversion to make it 15-20. What the hell is Bill Belichick doing? I don't know if Singleton's hurt. They don't seem to care much about using him at Auburn. Man, I'm kind of interested what's going on Stanford at North Carolina here. 2-point conversion failed on the last play. Okay. That's on the CW. What do you guys think, man? This is kind of a crazy weekend here, isn't it? Duke losing to UConn is crazy. ACC's the best conference, and we all know it. Yeah, they're doing their best to make it not look that way. You bet he's kicking himself for leaving Tech? Well, I mean, he got paid, didn't he? He got paid. But again, it's like with Nate McCullum. Like, is that bag worth it? Because your draft stock is dead now. You've got 0 draft stock now. If you were at Tech, there's no way you could tell me that his draft stock wouldn't be way higher than it is now. Why won't it tell me who has the ball in this Stanford, North Carolina game? Okay. Turn back around. I guess Claiborne ran for another first. No, second down. Second and 4 here for Wake. Yeah, Wake needs to put this thing in the end zone here. Top of the second quarter. We're in the second quarter now. Oh, a little read option here. Not much going for Ashford. It's going to be 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. How does Key or future OC sell recruits on that instead of having them leave? Well, look, if someone is looking to go get paid, I mean, they're going to go get paid. I think we're better off. I'm not like it's really not even sour grapes. I think we're better off with Eric Rivers. It's going to be 3rd and 2 here for Wake. Go under center, hand off to Claiborne. He's going to be short. You take the points here if you're Wake Forest. You take the points. It's going to be 4th and 1. Wake better trot out their field goal unit. So Stanford's got the ball with 32 seconds left, down 5. Looks like they're on their own 25, though. We need North Carolina to lose. Let's go Trees. Let's go Trees. They're going to go for it. Wake goes for it out of the Wildcat, and they get it. I still don't think that's the right call. As much as you've struggled on offense in the first quarter, I would have taken the points there. They do convert the 4th down conversion, though. All right. Wake showing some life now on offense. First and 10 here for Wake. What just happened? They have to call a timeout. Yeah, the play clock went down under 5 seconds. Ashford looks pissed. Wake's got to call a timeout. Let's go see what's happening in this Auburn game. That's in a timeout in overtime. Looks like Stanford's about to lose. There's 3 seconds left. Stanford's got the ball. They're going to have to score. 4th and 29 at the Stanford 21. Yeah, no, North Carolina's going to win, which helps Virginia. Clemson up 15-0 now on Florida State. Love to see it. Love to see it, don't you? I figured out what happens on this ESPN Unlimited horse shit. I'm about to dump this. It'll show you're live when you're not live. That's the problem. So North Carolina will beat Stanford 20-15. Clemson up 15-0 on Florida State. Louisville tied with Cal 7 apiece in the second. How much of these games are commercials? Like 30 minutes probably? Vanderbilt, I guess, scored. They're up 44-38 on Auburn. Auburn in a bad way now. They're going to have to score. I got some highlights here from Louisville. Ooh, nice touchdown for Cal there. Can Cal pull off the upset? I don't know. Be tough. Need Miller Moss to play bad. All right, we're back in Charlottesville here. 1st and 10, handoff to Claiborne. Makes a good move, picks up about 3. Now he picks up 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5 now for Wake. Second and 5 for Wake. They're inside the Virginia 10 now, threatening to score here. See if Wake can push this thing in the end zone here. Toss sweep to Claiborne. Makes a move. Looks like a first down here inside the 2 for Wake. Looks like it's going to be a first down. It is. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 1.5 yard line for Wake. Handoff to Claiborne, and he's going to take a yard or 2 loss. Nothing going there. Nothing going for Wake. Yeah, Claiborne can fly 22.6 miles an hour last season versus Miami. He's going to be beat up as Haynes King before this game's over. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 3 now. They took a 1.5 yard loss. Wildcat to Claiborne, and then they get back to where they were on the 1.5. So 1.5 yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1.5 yard line. So 9:58 to go in the half. 1st and goal here. Another handoff to Claiborne, and I don't think he got it. Pretty unoriginal play calling there. 3 runs with Claiborne, all up the middle. 1 out of the Wildcats. Going to be 4th and goal. Here I would probably go for it, though. Washington lost, 1 less team we have to worry about. We need to worry about our ACC schedule. Claiborne, or under center here. Toss sweep, fumble. They don't convert. What is Wake doing? They go under center. Looks like they're going to do a quarterback sneak. I don't know if it was a shitty pitch or Claiborne just didn't field it well. Let's see here. I hit him in the hands. He put it on the ground. He probably would have scored had he not done that. I mean, they had a pretty good block on the out of the tight end there. Jeez. I was right. They should have kicked the field goal the first time. 45-38 now. 4th and 7. This is going to be the ball game for Auburn. And they take a timeout. Yeah, if you didn't know, overtime's like a timeout contest. If Bama loses, Wake wins, Virginia loses, you think we might have a playoff chance? The only playoff, the best playoff chance you have is an automatic bid. Now, if we get left out of the ACC title and we beat Georgia, Pitt, and BC, it would be hard to leave Georgia Tech out of the playoffs. But if you look at how they did the original ranking, doesn't seem like they want 2 ACC teams in, do they? No, they don't. Also, BYU got stomped today. Glad I deconverted from Mormonism after we lost last week. Is it any wonder that I deconvert from Mormonism and then they get mollywopped by Texas Tech? All right, so this Auburn-Vandy game is going to come down to one play here. 4th and 7 for Auburn. They got to score to stay alive. Vandy should lose this game for going for it on 4th and not kicking a field goal, though. They should not get away with something that stupid. All right, here we go. Auburn in overtime. 4th and 7. They're going to change the play. They better get the play in. All right, here we go. Still looking to the sideline with 6 seconds on the clock. Back to throw. Throws into double coverage. They don't get the PI. That's going to be the ball game. Vandy will survive against Auburn. They had them double covered. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking there. Let's go take a peek at Florida State. Clemson. Clemson's still up on Florida State 15-0, which is good. 2nd and 1. Easy first down for Florida State. All right, here we go. Virginia deep in their own territory now after that 4th down stop. Handoff up the middle. They'll pick up about 4. They'll pick up 4 on that. Texas Tech bought Romello Height. I don't even care as much about that. Texas Tech screwed the most beloved coach of all time. Screwed him in Mike Leach. Never made that right. That you'll have people on Twitter try and tell you, oh, behind closed doors, we paid Mike Leach's family what we owe him out of his contract. They're full of shit. 2nd and 6, read option. Miller Moss takes off, slides late, really late. And they're going to throw a flag. That's complete and utter horseshit, man. I'm sorry. These quarterbacks that wait to slide until there's an atom of space between them and the defender is bullshit. And I hate that he's hurt. Let's look again at how late he slid. Yeah, the guy was already tackling him when he slid. I'm sorry, but that's not right. I mean, what is the defender supposed to do? Hurt himself to contort away from the quarterback? Now, I will say the guy in front of him might have been a slightly different story. I also think Miller Moss. Man, he might be concussed. He's not moving. He's not moving. But I do think there needs to be a new rule around quarterback slides. Like, you cannot give yourself up that late. Like, you cannot give yourself up while you're getting tackled. Yeah, man, this is not good for Virginia. I do hate to see this, though. I mean, they just rolled him on his back, and he ain't moving, man. That looks like textbook concussion. I'd have to see the replay. I don't know if he got him with his elbow coming in. That happens a lot. And this is what's so tough for the defender. The quarterback goes a slide, and then you try and disengage and get away from him, and then you catch him with your elbow trying to get away from him and not hitting him with your shoulder pad. If Cal and Wake win, is Georgia Tech a lock, basically? No. I mean, it's hard to answer that because we're still 3-4 weeks out, right? We still got 3 or 4 weeks worth of games to play. If Cal beats Louisville, though, Louisville's definitely out. So that narrows it down a little bit. If Wake beats Virginia, then you're tied with Virginia. Duke is still in it. Duke could still go to the ACC title game after losing, yes. But this is probably a good time to review how this works and why it's not clear if they lose what happens. All right? If there's a 3-way tie, it doesn't go to head-to-head record. That's only in a head-to-head tie with 2 teams. All right? So if it's us, Duke, and Virginia tied, it's going to go to the best record against all tied teams. Now, that would be interesting because this wouldn't apply because, well, I'd have to think about it. I haven't considered Virginia, Virginia-Duke. Well, that couldn't happen. That couldn't happen. Because Duke plays Virginia, so one of them can't be in it. So that situation isn't possible. Louisville losing helps a lot. Who else is a contender? You could have SMU, Virginia, and Georgia Tech. That could happen. In which case, all of those teams don't play, so this doesn't apply. Then it would be, has one of the teams beat all the other teams? No. Has one of the teams lost all the other teams? No. Then it would go to common opponents. And I'd have to look at who is a common opponent between SMU, Virginia, and Georgia Tech. I'm not sure. Does SMU play Virginia Tech? If they do, that's a common opponent. All right, 1st and 10 here for Virginia. Handoff up the middle, and Morris is not back in the game. They'll pick up about 6 on the ground. They get Morris up. He looks pretty shook. That's a huge loss for Virginia if they lose him for the next few weeks, because they got to go on the road at Duke next week. It looks worse in slow motion, but man, that's tough for these defenders with these quarterback slides. 2nd and 4 now for Virginia. Handoff off tackle. It'll be 3rd and 1. So 3rd and 1 here for Virginia. What would be nice is if Louisville, what might be a lot for Georgia Tech is if Louisville lost tonight and then beat SMU. That would be ideal for Georgia Tech. So 3rd and 1 here for Virginia. Wake showing they're going to blitz a defensive back here. They do. Oh, and it's a quarterback option, and he's going to score to the 30, to the 20. Great block by 7. Inside the 10. That's a touchdown, I think. Let's see. No, they're going to rule him just short. 1st and goal. What a play call with a backup quarterback there on the read option. Everyone sold on the running back there. No one, including the cameraman, knew that number 10 had the ball. So it's going to be 1st and goal. Where did they spot this? I will say this. If Virginia wins out, I think Georgia Tech's completely screwed at that point. Well, not necessarily. They're not. That actually might be advantageous. So they spotted him out at like the 8. I think they're going to review the spot. Because if it's Virginia's clearly in and then Duke, Georgia Tech tied, then Duke definitely gets in. Or, I'm sorry, Georgia Tech definitely gets in over Duke. Because they beat them head-to-head, and it's a 2-team tie. If it's Virginia clearly in, and then it comes down to us in Louisville, it would depend on our common opponents. How is Wake a dirty team? Because of that, because Morris decided to slide a millisecond before contact? That makes Wake dirty? Explain that to me. Yeah, I don't see. How is it that Wake is a dirty team? That's not computing for me. All right, so it's going to be 1st and goal from the 8 here for Virginia. Virginia also pitching a shutout. Throw, complete. Good open field tackle there. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 5. Yeah, UGA did go and handle business. We went and got our asses handed to us. No, he's right. There's been I've heard a ton of excuses from the Tech fan base, like, oh, NC State, like it's tough to go play on the road at night. Yeah, it's called football. It's called football. 2nd and goal from the 5 here for Virginia. Handoff up the middle. He's going to be short. Looks like he got to about the 3. Of our ACC opponents, Pitt. I've said this before. Pitt is playing the best ball in the conference right now. Interesting thing, though, I've said this before. NC State's beat both Georgia Tech and Virginia, so they've beat the 2 top teams in the conference. Third and goal here. We got a timeout. Timeout Wake Forest. 3rd and goal from the 2 here for Virginia. Let's go peek at this Florida State Clemson game. So Clemson's still up 15-0 over Florida State in Death Valley. Any word on Harvey returning? Only like that it's like the dragons in Game of Thrones. Any day now he's supposed to be back. They're definitely Harvey and the dragons in Game of Thrones definitely coming any day now. Clemson's going to set up for a 40-yard field goal here, 2:35 to go in the half of that game. And it looks like he made it. Yep. So Clemson's going to go up 18-0 over Florida State. And the crazy thing is Florida State has the best offense statistically in the conference, and they're getting shut out in Death Valley by a team that just had 46 points put on them by Duke last week. The same team that just lost to UConn. So the ACC makes 0 sense. Is the point I'm making. Yep, Indiana skirted by Penn State today. Vandy barely survives Auburn. Hugh Freeze is such a piece of shit. Auburn gets everything they deserve for hiring that degenerate human being. Minute that Hugh Freeze leaves, they put up offense on the field. Look at this formation. The Pat Node special doesn't work on 3rd and goal. They have a center and a quarterback in the center of the field. Everyone else on the edges. Some things are fundamental for a reason, like wings on an airplane. You could try and design an airplane that doesn't have wings, but it's probably not going to work too well. Having a center and a guard in front of the quarterback is dumb. Lining up your linemen as wide receivers in front of another wide receiver is dumb. And it's not just the Pat Node special anymore. Tons of teams have done this. Georgia Tech has done this year. they're going to have to settle for a field goal here, 4th and goal from their own 2. And he'll get it. So Wake Forest, a miracle Wake Forest is only down 6-0. We need more quality losses to make the playoffs. Yeah, we should leave the ACC, schedule 2 top 5 teams, and then play nobody in the rest of the games. That's what we should do. Be like, well, you lost to the only 2 teams worth of crap on your schedule. And you'd be like, yeah, but those aren't just any losses. Those are quality losses. So pretty much a win. Quality loss, pretty much a win. Pretty much a win. That'll get you ranked in the 10th in the first playoff rankings. All right, so Virginia here to kick this off after the field goal. Louisville tied 10 apiece with 2:47 to go against Cal in the first half. No return on this Virginia punt. I guess just to recap the ACC this week or so far, Duke in a head-scratcher loses to UConn. UConn, the ACC killer. Boston College gets boat raced by SMU. Miami struggled early with Syracuse. Evidently, Carson Beck caught a touchdown pass in that game, preferable to him throwing a pick as quarterback. They win 38-10. North Carolina skirts by Stanford 20-15 in Chapel Hill. And Clemson up 18-0 on Florida State, 2:31 to go in that half. Back to our game. Can Wake score some points? Quarterback power here for Ashford. Pretty good yards there. He'll pick up about 7 yards. 4:20 to go in this half. And Wake's got to put points on the board. They've at least got to come away with a field goal here. Would you rather beat Bama or lose to them? Well, if you're Florida State, you beat Bama and then get your ass kicked by Stanford. So I don't know. It's a trick question, I think. Run up the middle here for Wake Forest. Nothing going, though. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Yeah, if you're Alabama and you've lost to one of the worst teams in the Power 4, it's not a big deal. That's pretty much a win. Yeah. You believe that? Alabama might win the SEC, but got blown out by Florida State. Explain that. 3rd and 2 here for Wake. Other handoff up the middle and nothing going. Who is this OC for Wake Forest? You're not able to run up the middle, buddy. You got to do something different. We just keep doing the same thing over and over again. They got to punt. 4th and 2. You got to punt. What in the world? What kind of lunacy is this? Let's see. They've already had one punt blocked already. Here's another 5-stepper. 20 steps before we get the punt away. Fair caught by Virginia on their own 34, looks like. What do you mean Wake should win this game? Wake hadn't scored a single point yet. Wake might win this game if they fire their OC at half.
I assume Cal beating Louisville is great. 10-10.
Yeah, we need Louisville to lose. Louisville losing tonight throws them out of the ACC playoff. Appreciate the $2. 1st and 10 here for Virginia. Again, have their backup quarterback in complete. They'll pick up about 4. Yeah, I hope Morris is okay for Virginia. It is unfortunate, but again, they need to do something with these sliding rules. Like sliding a millisecond before contact is dangerous. At the end of the day, it's just dangerous. 2nd and 6 here for Virginia. Back to throw. Dumps it off to the running back. Pretty good open field. Well, I don't know if you call it a tackle. He got him out of bounds, though. That'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. It's going to be about 3rd and 4 here for Virginia. 90% sure it's a concussion. Yeah, when you don't move. I've been concussed on a football field before. And it looked just like that. Well, it didn't look just like that. I got hit squarely in the chin. But I also, like him, didn't move for several minutes. Do you know who I am? Coach? Mm-hmm. You know where we are, boy? Night game. Mm-hmm. Bring the ambulance. Bring the ambulance. Yeah. No lie, on a serious note, I do believe that has caused me issue in my life. It was a pretty severe concussion that I had. Not to bring the... Geez, Rec, I had a way to be a buzzkill in the stream here. But yeah, I do think that caused me some issue in my life. LSU interim head coach was running back coach at LSU for 5 years before spending 7 years at 2 different shitter teams as a head coach, and then came back and spent the last 3 years at LSU as running back coach and is now interim head coach. Skip, that might be more complicated than the ACC tiebreak situation. I'm going to take your word for it. I'm going to take your word for it, buddy. I'm convinced Rec was a D1 linebacker. No, I was a shitty 4A quarterback and running back and defensive lineman. Defensive end. When I started playing shitty at quarterback, they're like, okay, well, you can probably play running back. You don't really have an interest in not getting concussed again, which I did get concussed again in practice. Because I thought I was doing like Oklahoma drills against like the biggest kid on the team. And I just thought, I'm going to show how tough I am. I'm going to put the crown of my helmet down and I'm going to drive it right into his head. And that was the last thing I remembered for a few minutes. Do you pay attention to Georgia high school ball? Not a ton. Not a ton. I mean, I spend so much time just on Georgia Tech and then generally the ACC. I don't really have any extra time to pay a ton of attention to Georgia high school ball. I don't even pay attention to my old high school team. I don't even think I've been to a game since I graduated. Now, I've been to a high school game since I graduated. I did it on stream, I think. Yeah, CTE Rec. That's right. I will say, man, if you have a severe concussion, it takes like months to start getting back to some, like feeling like you've returned to normalcy. It's not a trivial endeavor. It's literally like someone hit the reset button on your brain. And it takes like a month to boot back up fully. It's like you're running Windows 95 with 512 megs of RAM. Yeah, Antonio Brown was done, wasn't he? All right, 3rd and 5 here for Virginia. Flushed out of the pocket, throws, incomplete, just throws it out of bounds. So Wake's going to get it. Oh, there's a flag, though. What is the flag? Holding on Virginia, so they'll decline that. Virginia will have to punt. Will CTE ESPN buy out Rec Sports Network? Guys, I'm not going to lie. As much as I've shit on ESPN, if they said, hey, we're going to buy your channel for however much, however many millions, and all you have to do is say nice things about it, I would sell out in a heartbeat. I won't sell out for the gambling, but I will sell out just if you take the gambling off the table, which I guess would be selling out to gambling now that I think about it. ESPN has their own betting service. 4th and 5, Virginia punts it away. Short takes a huge bounce, now fielded by Wake Forest returner. He's got some green to the 30. to the 40, to the 50, back to the other 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Wake Forest, punt return. Oh my God. That was a short punt. He wasn't even going to field it. He only fielded it because it took a massive bounce. Wake Forest, the only way Wake Forest can score is when their offense isn't on the field. Let's go Wake. Let's go Wake. Let's go Wake. I think this is due a song. I think we need to write a song about how much we love that play. See if they can hit the extra point. They do. Wake's going to go up 7-0. Wake's going to go up 7-0. Sellout rec would be elite. Maybe promote Disney parks. Guys, I know I was critical of Disney, but it turns out they're kind of the tits, man. Kind of turns out they're the freaking tits. Are you saying that because they paid you $3 million to say that? Yes. If Wake wins, are we in if we win out? No, we're not in if no, that's not necessarily the case. Again, refer to the rules. To the rules. Because Wake doesn't, or Virginia doesn't have a loss, that would tie them with us if they lost tonight. So it doesn't automatically mean that they're out and we're in. You like that? That's some pretty good camera tricks, huh? Huh? Look at that. Not every YouTuber can do that. No hands, by the way. I'm not here moving the camera. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write a song about the ACC tiebreak rules. What style should the song be in? All right, no return on the punt. Wake is a common opponent if Louisville loses to someone, and then Virginia is potentially Duke. And SMU would be out. I'd have to look at SMU's schedule. I don't know who's common opponents with them. I need to just upload all this in a database and write some script that just spits this out for me, because we know AI can't be trusted. Stomp and holler. We'll work on it at halftime. We'll work on our ACC tiebreak song. All right, little dump off pass here for Virginia. Minute 29 to go in the half. Virginia still hasn't scored a touchdown. We haven't seen an offensive touchdown scored yet, by the way, in this entire game. 2nd and 5, throw, complete, first down Virginia. Brings them out to about the 37, their own 37. Yeah, I mean, look at this in full. Never mind. Throw downfield, incomplete. But yeah, you look at that Chad Morris hit in real time speed. I mean, you tell me. Bluegrass. All right, maybe we can do some bluegrass. Second and 10 here for Virginia. Flushed out of the pocket. Fumble! Wake recovers, I think. I think Wake recovers. Oh, is the backup injured? He's holding his knee and he is wobbling off the field. We're not live anymore either. Damn. 1st and 10 for Wake Forest. Throws a deep ball. He throws it all the way to the hill almost. What the hell was that? Exactly how massive is it for us if UVA loses? But why male models, though? Were you listening? We'll talk about it at half. Yeah, I got behind. Somehow, I don't know how I'm watching the game in real time, and then I get behind it. 2nd and 10 now for Wake. Ashford just throws a prayer up there to avoid a sack. It's going to be 3rd and 10, 52 seconds to go. Oh, just got back. Okay. The problem is that Virginia doesn't have a loss. So if they lose to Wake, they have 1 loss. Georgia Tech has 1 loss. So it doesn't necessarily mean Georgia Tech's in. However, if it's a head-to-head thing, then you would get in over them. But if it's a 3-way tie, not necessarily. Screen pass, complete, almost a first down. Almost a first down with 46 seconds left to go in the half. It's going to depend on the spot. They're spotting this well short. I couldn't really tell where he went out from that angle, though. They're going to go for it on 4th and 1. Yeah, they spotted him a little more than a full yard short.
If they have 2 QBs injured though, we need to consider UVA upsettable by Duke and VT, even if they win tonight.
Yeah, appreciate the $5. If they're on their 3rd string quarterback, I don't think they're Ohio State in 2015. So yeah, they could lose to Duke or Virginia Tech, or they could lose both of them. Now that gives me zero pleasure. I wish that I was playing an RPG and I had an instant revive for both of them. But yeah, that's a massive loss to Virginia. So 46 seconds left in the half. Virginia down 7-6 right now. What's going on, J-Dub? I think I had Morris over 200 passing yards. You think I get it voided? No. No, I don't. It's part of betting, isn't it? If you had him in the under, you're looking pretty good, though. All right, so they're going to kick the field goal on 4th and 1. I like this call. This is the right call. 39-yard attempt. Snap is down, kicks away. It looks good. It is good. 41 seconds to go. Wake will extend their lead by 3, go up 10-6. Is the Virginia quarterback out for the season? No one knows. It looked like a concussion, though, which I think the minimum protocol is 2 weeks. I think at a minimum, you have to be out 2 weeks. I could be wrong on that, but I'm going to say that I'm right. Now, here's the thing, Mr. Martin. It looks like their backup quarterback could be hurt as well. He just fumbled the ball and came up hobbling, holding his knee. So Virginia in a bad way at the moment. Did you see the end of the Indiana-Penn State game? I did not. I did not see the end of that game. So 40 seconds to go till halftime. Wake up 10-6 here. Still haven't seen an offensive touchdown scored in the entire game. Kickoff's away. Going to be no return. Any lacrosse players on the bench? Yeah. Could we do some Fran Brown stuff? Could we do some Fran Brown stuff here? Oh, I need to see that. Okay. Alabama up 3-0 over LSU, 12:47 in the second. All right, so 1st and 10 here from their own 25 for Virginia. Looks like what quarterback's in? Number 10's back in here. They'll run up the middle. They'll get about 3. Looks like they're just going to take this to halftime. In fact, that probably will take us till halftime. That'll probably take us to halftime. 2 weeks before they can evaluate them. Oh, okay. We might have to look up those rules. Yep, so that'll take us to the half. So, this is good. This is very good for Georgia Tech. Again, don't mince words. I wish I could change that their quarterback's hurt, but we do need Wake to win. Disney's still running propaganda, keep my network's ads. All right, let's go take a peek at Florida State Clemson now. So it looks like Florida State scored. So now Clemson's up 18-7, and that's going to go into half that way. Yep. So going into half, Clemson's going to be up 18-7 over Florida State. Okay. So we said we wanted a bluegrass themed ACC tiebreak song. Let's see what we can cook up here. So I lost my pick. So I have this cutout card here. Bluegrass. Something like that. I don't know. We'll work on it. Do I have a pick? I might have a pick lodged in here. I do have a song for Florida State, maybe. What song would be good for Florida State? Like Taking Back Sunday? I think that would be the Florida State song. Greatest watch party of all time? Yeah, you didn't know you were getting all this. Or maybe not bluegrass, maybe something like this. That'd be a good ACC tiebreak song. That's one option for the ACC tiebreak song. What else could we do? We have to think about it. Something weird? We could do something weird? Who knows? We'll think about it. We will work on it. Touchdown Cal. Is Cal up now? Cal's up 16-3 over Louisville. Jazz. I don't know that I could play jazz. Okay. So Cal's up 17-13 over Louisville. Florida State down at half, 18-7 against Clemson. So everything that Georgia Tech needs to happen is happening. Virginia's losing, Louisville's losing, Clemson's winning, and Florida State's losing as a consequence. All of that is the perfect scenario for Georgia Tech. Now, North Carolina, we would have rather North Carolina lose. They didn't. We don't care whether, well, it would have been better for Tech had Syracuse beat Miami, but that was never going to happen. We would have liked SMU to lose. They beat Boston College. The worst thing that's happened for Tech lately is that Duke lost to UConn. Wahoo Brad says we're frauds. Look, there's a lot of football to be played, but losing Morris is killer for you. But if we could pick 3 things and only 3 things to happen in 3 different games, we want Wake to beat Virginia, we want Cal to beat Louisville, then Louisville's out, and we need Clemson to beat Florida State. Why do we need Clemson to beat Florida State? Because we play Clemson and Virginia doesn't. So we need Clemson to have the best record possible. Virginia played Florida State, and we didn't. So we need Florida State to lose. 6 points in a bad half at home against Wake is bad. What was the halftime score when we played Wake, though? It wasn't great. It wasn't great. All right. Let's go over these tiebreak rules again, because we keep getting asked. How does this work? How do these work? Let me pull the microphone over to me over here. If there's a three-way tie, I'm going to say it again. If there's a three-way tie, head-to-head record doesn't matter. This only matters in a two-way tie. In a three-way tie, it goes to the best record against all tied teams. Well, in most of these circumstances, like this only works if all the teams have played each other, right? The same with this. So if the teams all haven't played each other, then it goes to, has one team beat all the other teams, or has one team lost to all the other teams? All right, then it goes to common opponents. So if we're tied, if there's a three-way tie with Louisville, Virginia, and Georgia Tech, it goes to common opponents. These other the other two rules wouldn't apply. The only common opponent is Virginia Tech. Okay? If they've all beat them, then it goes to your ACC opponent's record. That's why we want Clemson to win. That's why we want Wake to win. Also, that gives Virginia one loss. That's why we want Florida State to lose. If you have the same opponent record, which is possible, I've run this can happen, and it can happen between Virginia and Georgia Tech. Then it goes to some sports source analytics thing that's not public. So I don't know how that works. Then if there's still some tie, then it goes to the conference commissioner. Okay? This is how it works. So anyone that says, hey, well, Virginia's clearly in over Louisville if they're all one loss, that's not true. That's only true if it comes down to just those two schools. What happens when we lose to Pitt? None of this matters for us. We're out. We'll have two losses. Rec would be a millionaire if he had $1 for every time he's explained the tiebreak scenario. We're going to do it every quarter now, moving forward. I am going to do a video. I'm going to do another video on it. Not even on scenarios, just how the tiebreak rules work, which is the same way I'm pretty sure that the SEC tiebreak rules work. Oh, I'm going to see. Okay, so I did see this catch. Indiana, Penn State. I just forgot. Great position by this ref here. This ref had perfect position. I even saw someone on Twitter saying, but he got it wrong, though. He got it wrong, though. What a bunch of idiots. Yeah, I saw you the first time when you said that. Let's go Cal, Wake, and Clemson. C-Dog, would this be a different variant of a golden game day if we could have Louisville lose, Virginia lose, and Florida State lose? What would that be? What kind of game day is that? Is there any path for Clemson to make the ACC championship? It's the same odds, I think, and I calculated it for Clemson as a woman getting pregnant without having sex. The same odds. According to some people, I think that's happened once in human history. So, same odds. Holy Trinity game day. Yeah, we could call it that. Caleb says, I did the math too, and that's what I got. Yeah. That's one of my favorite House quotes when a girl goes, if House MD, that show with Hugh Laurie, and this girl goes into the clinic and she's like, I can't be pregnant. I've never had sex. She's like, can't you get pregnant from like sitting on a toilet seat? And then House is like, yeah. And of course, there'd have to be a guy in between you and the toilet seat, but yeah, that is possible. I mean, let's just think about it. Clemson's got 4 ACC losses. I don't know. They're mathematically out, I would think, because Georgia Tech only has 2 more ACC games to play. Georgia Tech cannot have 4 ACC losses. How many ACC games does Louisville have? I know there's 2. No, Pitt. Pitt only has 2 more ACC games to play, so it's not mathematically possible for Clemson to make an ACC title. Even if Georgia Tech and Pitt lost the rest of their ACC games, still not possible. Also, Georgia Tech and Pitt play, so they both, like, one of them cannot take a loss in that game, or they both can't take a loss in that game. IVF, yeah. I guess I'll rephrase. The same odds as getting pregnant without semen. Yeah, same odds. Of course, I don't know how the Immaculate Conception happened. Maybe there was semen involved. I have no idea. I don't pretend to understand that. Pitt plays Notre Dame prior to Tech, so tough going for them. Dude, Pitt plays Notre Dame next week on the road at Georgia Tech, and then they come back home to play Miami. They have an insane stretch. Singleton won't play in 2 straight bowls. He could transfer again. Probably will. Pitt's not screwed. Pitt could beat Tech and Miami. I've wholly changed my opinion on Miami. Don't think Pitt couldn't go to Atlanta and beat Georgia Tech and then beat Miami. They sure as hell could. Oh, bowl seasons. Okay. Has a notable player has ever transferred back to a prior school? Yeah, it happened at Georgia Tech. His name's Akilo Stone. He transferred to Ole Miss, transferred back to Georgia Tech. So, yes, it has happened, and it's happened to Georgia Tech. Also, it happened Alabama and Iowa, I think. There was a big-time offensive lineman in the same offseason, transferred to Iowa, transferred back to Alabama. Romello did pretty well going to Texas Tech. Yeah, he went to a better defensive line. How physically beat up will Pitt be playing us? Notre Dame is a physical team. No, I mean, they definitely, the likelihood of them winning out is very low with them playing Notre Dame. But I still think they're playing the best ball in the ACC. NC State just scored again on Tech's defense. All right, let's go check. Alabama up 10-3 on LSU now. 8:28 to go in the half. Will Notre Dame ever grow balls and come into the ACC? No. Why would they do that? They get every benefit of being in a conference without being in a conference. Why in the world would Notre Dame join a conference? The only way Notre Dame would join a conference is if they were like 20th in the first college football playoff rankings. They're in the top. They're in the playoffs right now, losing to the 2 good teams on their schedule. There's no way they're joining a conference. They lose to every good team, then they get beat by then they beat a shitty schedule. Yeah. Of course they do. Also saw Marcus Freeman on some coaching hot boards, and I'm thinking, why would Marcus Freeman leave Notre Dame? What are you talking about? Now, that being said, Georgia Tech can't beat Notre Dame to save their lives for whatever reason. Last time we beat them, Chan Gailey, 2006 maybe, something like that. Or what? No, or was it Paul? It was one of the two. It was in the late 2000s, I want to say. Remember when Jeff played Notre Dame? That was fun, wasn't it? Yeah, that was fun. See what's going on. Let's peruse Twitter for a second here. Mario and Fran Brown going at it. I didn't get to see that, but I guess there was a tense moment between Mario Cristobal and Fran Brown. Still have Wake Forest people bitching about Georgia Tech. Oh, man. Hold on. That is someone yelling. So this is someone yelling at Fran Brown right now. I'm going to let you listen to it. This is a Miami fan yelling at Fran Brown. All right. You're not getting washed tonight. Sorry ass. You're not getting washed tonight. Yeah, dirty ass boy. Sorry ass. You ain't getting. All right. Enough. Damn, Fran Brown even smiled. Fran Brown pointed up at him and then smiled. Is there a Jeff Sims mural on campus at Georgia Tech? Whoa, language. Yeah, this ain't Sesame Street, man. I don't know if they told you. Also, I saw what you typed the first 3 times. So that's another good. Maybe we need to write this in the rules too. If you keep typing something and then I don't respond to it, it's because I don't want to respond to it. Pretty much how that works. Yeah. Paul beat Notre Dame with Navy, but not Tech, of course. Okay, yeah. So it must have been. Chan Gailey. Have we talked about how Colorado is officially eliminated from the postseason? Deion Sanders has no idea what he's doing, as I've been preaching for 2 years now, 3 years now. 3 years, I guess. Yeah. He's better placed in doing advertisements like he is for the Aflac commercial that I'm watching. They tried to make Jeff Sims a thing. I think you're right. If I remember, that mural is right across from the library. So if you're on Tech Green, you walk up the steps going toward the stadium and the library's on your left. I think the mural of Jeff Sims is on your right. He's not coaching in the wrong era, man. He doesn't know how to coach. Put Deion Sanders in any era as a head coach, the result's going to be similar. Where all those the Coach Prime fanboys are now watching Travis Hunter in the NFL. They're gone, never to be seen again. Yeah. Okay, that is where it is. So there is a mural, if you can believe this, of Jeff Sims across from the library. Now, if I remember correctly, this mural also has like MLK on it, and I think it's like for like Black History thing or something like that. That's where you disagree? Well, you're an idiot then. Then you're an idiot. You think Deion Sanders would be a good coach, and he's just in the wrong era? The problem is the era? Yeah, then you're just dumb. I don't know what to tell you, man. What era would Deion Sanders be a good coach in? What era would that be? In the 50s, where you don't get sensitive about people's language or something? Is that the era? Yeah, you might be the dumbest person that's come in the comments. So he could have coached in the early 2000s. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong on something that you can't run an experiment on. Yeah, you know what, man? If I played in the 60s, I would have won a Heisman Trophy. Prove me wrong, idiot. Prove me wrong. Do you see how stupid that is? 50s might give another problem. Yeah, maybe. Didn't Sims leave under Collins? No. Key was the interim. All right. We're back in the third quarter of this game. So Virginia's going to get the ball to start the half. Yeah, if Deion Sanders was coaching in the early 2000s, he would have won a national title. Mm-hmm. Yep, prove me wrong. Prove me he couldn't do that. Mm-hmm. All right, so Virginia's going to field the kick. Doesn't even get back to the 20. I hope you know, William, that I'm just going to completely shit on you now for the rest of the stream. This is the only bit that I have right now that's working, so congratulations. What are they showing here? Oh, they're showing the punt return. Hell of a punt return, yeah. I mean, that's the difference in the game right now. That punt return wouldn't have happened 10 years ago, though. That punt return was in the right era. Mm-hmm. 1st and 10 here for Virginia. Oh, broken play. Quarterback takes off. He still gets like 4 yards. My granddaddy loved Deion. Well, I mean, you and your granddaddy probably are a good pairing, I would assume. What is William's point that Deion would have coached well in the early 2000s? Based on what? Why is that? That he would have. What would he have done now that would have worked then? 2nd and 6 here for Virginia. Not a broken play. Get about a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Guess they called that in the right era. Yeah. Oh, Colorado's not firing Deion. I can tell you that. Yeah. He'll retire. I do think he'll retire at the end of the season. I do think this is Deion's last season. 3rd and 5 here for Virginia. Complete. 1st down Virginia and then some. Damn, they can't get this guy down. He builds a solid culture? What's that? A culture of fraud? Prime Academy was a fraud. More than once, they've brought about $100,000 worth of jewelry to away games that got stolen that they filed insurance claims for. So a culture of losing, maybe? Yeah, they do build a culture of losing. 1st and 10 here. Deep ball for Virginia. Way overthrown, though. Way overthrown. A culture of beating a man into incontinence and then driving Lamborghinis around and filing bankruptcy to avoid paying the settlement that you're due paying the guy you beat into incontinence. That maybe that culture. Yeah, that's a culture you like, then yes. 2nd and 10. Back to throw for Virginia. Throws it quick, little out route. One missed tackle to the 40, 30, down to the 25. So Virginia's coming out, cutting through them like a hot knife through butter. Or lard. Why is it always butter? No one knows. Handoff up the middle, pick up about 5. The 404 culture and money down, yeah. The thing that sucks is, like, I don't hate the 404 thing. The problem is that you can't build a brand, or it's basically like saying, hey, the problem to shit is the branding. And then you're like, look, shit's actually good. We're calling shit 404 now. Like, what's underneath the brand has to be marketable. You can't be marketable if you're going 3-9. Yeah, William is either special or a troll. Or both. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I'm leaning toward troll. Maybe he wasn't special in a different era, though. Maybe. I don't know. Handoff off tackle here for Virginia. They only get about a yard out of that, too, though. It's going to be like what is this going to be? 3rd and 9? 3rd and 8.5? All right, be big here if Wake could get off the field. Wake's D could get off the field here. In fact, let's do our normal research here. Okay, account created in 2014. So maybe special. 3rd and 8. Complete? No, incomplete. It's going to be short. Big stop there for Wake. Is that true, Brandon? Do you know that to be true? Does anyone know William? I can't be held accountable, though. I can't look at you. All I see is your screen name. If you're not on the spectrum, you're doing a really good method acting exercise. 4th and 8 here. Field goal. 40-yard field goal, good. So they'll cut the lead to 1. 10-9 now for Virginia. William, are you Sleeta? Are you Sleeta's alt account? William, do you hate women? Do you get cucked by every woman you're attracted to? If yes, then I think you're Sleeta. Cal comes out and sacks Louisville's quarterback at second. Okay, let's go see what's going on with these scores here while we're on a break. So Alabama's up 10-3. They're in the 2-minute timeout before the half. Louisville's still down 17-13. That game still shows at halftime. Let's refresh. Why does that game still show at halftime? Clemson's still up with the ball 18-7 over Florida State. Cal just intercepted Louisville. Why does it say it's halftime then? I'm confused. Cal's ball on the 37. Okay. having to work overtime here. If Louisville loses, that's huge. That's huge. If Louisville loses to Cal, that might be the most embarrassing loss in the ACC. I think that might be better than Virginia losing. Obviously, we want them both, but Louisville has the best strength of opponent record of all contenders, so it would be really nice for them to be out. Dion was able to recruit. Okay, if he's recruiting so well, I think the best he's recruited is like 24th. The rest of them were like 100th or something like that, 80th to 100. And then I also don't think he's made a single in-home recruiting visit. And I don't think hype equates to wins. So if what you're saying is I just want people to point and laugh at me like Dumb and Dumber, then yeah. Yeah, then yeah, that works. All right, Wake's gonna take over from their own 25 here. Be 1st and 10, 10:35 to go in the third. You're one of those that wanted Georgia Tech to hire Dion, didn't you? Yeah. Bet you were. If only there was someone that staunchly was against that and is on record as being against that. All right, 1st and 10 here for Wake. Handoff to Claiborne. 1st down, Wake. First down, Wake. William, are you also entertained by jiggling car keys, though? Does that also entertain you? First and 10 for Wake. Play action, screen, complete to Claiborne. They're going to take a big loss on this, though. They're going to take like a 6-yard loss. What a disaster of a play. Nine and 3 with a Heisman winner, yeah. What do you think Mike Norvell's a good coach too? 2nd and 17. Back to throw. Complete. They don't even get back to the original line. It's going to be 3rd and 13. Oh, man. Virginia's quarterback, they show him with his... When was this, though? Was this a different era that they're showing him here? Might have been a different era. We'll have to check and see. 3rd and 13. Wake is 1 for 8 on 3rd downs. Wow. Back to throw here. Ashford unleashes one deep. No call on the PI there. I don't see the wide receiver arguing, so probably a good call. So Wake will have to punt. Man, we need Wake to score. Yeah, Cal's up 17-13 on Louisville with the ball, and looks like they're about to score. They're in the red zone. Punt takes a Virginia bounce, so Virginia's going to take over on their own 28. If Virginia loses, you think we should take the number 12 spot for the playoffs? No. It depends on what you're asking. If you're asking, do I personally think they should? Still probably not. What depends? First, I'll answer, do I think they will take the 12th spot? No. I think we might trade spots with Virginia. Oh, Virginia's not 12. Not in the college football playoff rankings. They're like 15th in the college football playoff rankings. Weren't they? Let's go look at the college football playoff rankings. Yeah, they don't have a single ACC team in, right? No. Virginia's 14, so maybe Tech could move up to 14. I don't know. But Vanderbilt's 16. Wouldn't surprise me if they move them up. Beating Auburn. BYU will drop, though. We'll see how far does BYU drop from 7. So the only team ahead of Tech that will lose, assuming Virginia does, which we can't assume, but let's just say they do, would be Virginia and BYU. Do I think we can beat Georgia this year? Not with the defense that played against NC State. Yeah, Oklahoma's 12. Who'd they play today? Was Oklahoma on a bye? Yeah, I think Oklahoma's on a bye. Oh, man. Let me check to see if I'm live still. Oh, now okay. Yeah, we're good. Let's peek back into Florida State. That's still 18-7, 6:26 to go in the third. Clemson about to kick a field goal, though. See if they hit the 23-yard attempt. You would think that they hit that field goal. All right, so Clemson will go up 21-7. All right, 1st and 10 for Virginia here. Play action. Dumps it off to the wide receiver in a flat, and he makes a move on a guy. Looks like he got a first down, too. All right, so another 1st and 10 here. Back to throw for Virginia. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws it out of bounds. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Jeff Collins versus Dion. Who would I hire? Probably Dion. Probably Dion. Second and 10. Handoff up the middle for Virginia. They'll pick up about 3. It's going to be 3rd and 6 or 7 for Virginia. I mean, that's like asking, would you rather lick a dog or cat turd? I would rather not have to do any of that. All right, 3rd and 6 here for Virginia. Back to throw, complete. He's going to be just short. We'll see, and they spot him about a yard short. I think Virginia goes for this. Well, I mean, objectively, Dion, has won more games as a head coach in a single season than Jeff ever did. I think the most games Jeff's won as a head coach is 7. All right, here we go. 4th and 1, direct snap to the running back, and they will get it. So Virginia converts. Alabama now up 17-3 over LSU. Whiffed on a tackle there. All right, so 1st and 10 here for Virginia. Just on the Wake side of the field now. Play action. Got time. No! Has to get the ball away there. Incomplete. Looks like, I don't know, who is 10? Looked like he threw his arm up like he wanted a flag for something. Thought he had time, but then a Wake defender came out of nowhere. Number 8. Was he wanting roughing the passer on that? Do I think Jeff called plays from the Waffle House menu? Yes. We need to, let's run smothered, covered, and chunked here. 2nd and 10. Virginia quarterback back to throw. Throws incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 10. What do y'all think about what happened to Duke? I think it's embarrassing. You're paying a quarterback $4 million a year, whatever the hell they're paying Mensa, and you get beat by UConn? I'd want my money back. I would want to charge that back. Can you charge back NIL deals? All right, 3rd and 10 for Virginia. Come on, Wake. Bow up, yeah. Back to throw. Sacked. No, ball's out. Wake recovers, but we know they're going to review it and say that it was a pass. You know that they are. They're still fighting over this ball, though. Yeah, 7 just beat his man. They're going to say this is an incomplete pass, I guarantee you. And again, in my opinion, if you rule this an incomplete pass, then it should automatically trigger intentional grounding. Wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't that make sense? Well, you can't call a flag off a review. What about targeting, though? But what about targeting? Well, that's different. Why? Why is that different? All right, let's go peek at Florida State. Florida State Clemson here. Unless there's a receiver around where the ball ends up, then it wouldn't be intentional grounding. Castanella's flushed out, throws out of bounds here. So now Florida State's going to have to punt. That was 3rd and 16. 4:23 to go in that game. Pavia putting up Heisman numbers, 489. Is that his total yardage? Was that with his rushing yardage, or did he throw for 489? I imagine he didn't throw for 489. Louisville tied up 20 apiece. Yep. Louisville tied up with Cal. That's cute. Haynes King had more than 500 yards last week. I still think it's hilarious that Hugh Freeze supposed to be an offensive quarterback guru. Minute he leaves, they put up, what was it, 38 against a Pee-wee team? What do you think Auburn is? What do you think Auburn is? Come on, bro.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Oh, me. Come on, Bears. You can do it. Yeah, I mean, that tells you, like, I'm pretty slow to call for a coach's head, especially in how things are right now. But they're definitely better without Hugh Freeze. I don't know what's with Auburn and just being addicted to firing coaches and hiring shitty ones. Like, oh, yeah, that was the other thing, too. Like, didn't Hugh Freeze say, like, I call the first down play, and then second down play I'll let the OC call it, and then third down I'll let some other idiot call plays? What kind of nonsense is that? Do I think Buster's gone at the end of the season? I'm not sure yet. That kid's head that they're showing is enormous. That kid looks like an alien. All right. Good run here for Claiborne. Was that what down does that make it? Yeah, that head and those ears. 2nd and 1 now for Oh, so they did rule it a fumble. They did rule that a fumble, which is interesting. It's not super consistent with how they've ruled other plays. Claiborne bounces it out. Picks up about 3. They'll get the first down out of that. All right, wait. All right, wait. I see you. Vandy needs UVA and Louisville to take an L here. For playoffs? Is that what you mean? Oh, little fake toss. Deep ball here. Caught by Wake. Caught. Down to the 10. No, they're going to spot him at the 14. What a catch. It was such a great catch. I can see the referee smiling like, how the hell did he catch that? Okay, I got you. I think Vandy will probably move above them whether they win or not, but I could be wrong. Vandy's getting like the ACC disrespect out of the SEC. Let's take a look at this catch here. Oh, his foot's right on the line. I can't tell. They have a reporter right there to show where the grass came up. Let's see here. Is a better angle. Maybe you can't see his feet. I can't see his feet because they have the stupid ESPN ticker on the bottom. Boy, that's as close to being out of bounds without being out of bounds, or as close to being inbounds as you can be to being inbounds. Whatever way they're going to rule this, that might be the closest to the sideline catch I've ever seen. They ruled it a catch on the field, though, so I don't know that you can overrule it. That's going to be no, they ruled it an incomplete pass. That's the ruling on the field. if the ruling on the field's incomplete, I don't know how you say it's complete. Yeah, they're going to say it's incomplete. That came down to what the ruling on the field was. That's about as close as you can get with it. He messed with the evidence. Man. Heartbreaker for Wake there. Jeez. All right. I mean, I can't really argue with it, though. I mean, that's like as close gets. I mean, if you're the official on the field, I mean, what call would you make? Second and 10 here for Wake. Another deep ball. He's got a man open, too. Oh, but it was good defense. He wasn't as open as I thought. That was great defense there by Virginia. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Everyone in the ACC right now rooting against Louisville and Virginia. That Cal-Louisville game's still tied. Looks like Cal's marching down about to midfield. No, they're across midfield now. Ooh, that might have been PI. They might have got away with PI on that. Taking a second look at it. Third and 10 here. Roll out for Ashford. Sticks his foot in the ground. Throws back across. They're not even going to be close. They're not even going to be close to getting the first. And it's going to be, let's see where the ball is. It's going to be a long field goal, isn't it? Where is this ball? It's not going to be a long field goal. No, it is. 50-yard attempt. I was right. 50-yard attempt, which is basically what a 40-yard attempt used to be in a different era, William. Kicks away. Looks good if it's got the distance. It is good. Damn, he banged a 50-yarder in there. So that's going to make it 13-9. Ice in his veins out there. SMU also needs